here, medical herbalist, reporting from Toronto, Canada. I'm here to talk to you today about how to dry roast a particular spice blend. This is a particular Chettinad style spice blend from the south of India. Keep in mind, I'm actually from Kuwait. I'm Arabic, but I do enjoy a lot of Indian cuisines and different world cuisines, and this is one in particular that resonated with me. The Chettinad style cuisine is a little bit different to the traditional curries most of us are used to, which is like the northern style Indian curries, which feature more cream and sugar, sweetness rather. Those are the ones most of us are familiar with, and myself that I grew up with, but upon being exposed to the southern style cuisines, which are a bit more drier in nature, have a bit more of a pungent and different spice blend, I really kind of fell in love with it, and the medicinal properties actually differ too because of the herbs we'll be using. So I'm going to start getting into it right now and teach you folks the Chettinad style curry blend. Now keep in mind, whenever we're looking at curry, it's not necessarily a single food or a single recipe. I find folks make the mistake of buying, let's say, a curry paste or a curry powder and using that across the board for everything. It kind of doesn't work that way. Each single region or part of the world may have like a different way of doing it entirely, and it's just under that umbrella. So just keep that in mind. This particular style is going to be focusing a lot more on like the South Indian style of I suppose curry preparation. I'm going to take you through various steps. I'm going to show you the recipe of a particular Chettinad style blend where we're going to put it together into a bowl, talk about the medicinal ingredients. I'm going to be dry roasting it for you today, and then we'll blitz it and we'll explain briefly on how to use it in your daily life, right? So, without further ado, we'll talk about the herbs. First one, cumin seed, a teaspoon of cumin seed. Cumin seed, again, one of the most useful herbs, carminative, digestive, stimulating, mildly aphrodisiac, very, very nutritionally dense as well, really high in iron and calcium and, magnesium, a whole bunch of stuff. And let's talk about the other one. A bunch of these herbs are going to share some of the same properties, keep in mind, and that's what makes a lot of these Indian curries or beans or lentil dishes digestible per se, right? Coriander powder, coriander seed, which is also known as cilantro in the United States. This herb in particular, again, cooling, really nice for bloating, gas, that sort of thing. It's got spasmodic protective properties, which are notable in that as well. I really like coriander a lot. Black pepper. Here we go. Black pepper is a very useful, I'm going by the teaspoon, by the way, folks, if you guys are not noticing. Black pepper, very useful herb, pungent, carminative, right? You're thinking anti-inflammatory, pain relief, cancer support, all the above. And again, with its piperine component, it's going to help with the absorption of various constituents in our herbs. In particular, if we're using turmeric, the curcuminoids, right? So cardamom is the next herb I'm throwing in here. I'll throw 3 of them since they're tiny. You can use 2 or 3, 2 if they're a bit larger. And cardamom's, again, very useful, digestive herb, cooling herb. I really like that one. Adding in 3 pieces of cloves. Cloves, the traditional herb that you can grind and use for toothaches. Very potent antimicrobial herb, stimulating, carminative, expectorating herb, digestive. This one's really nice, a really strong herb. We'll use some Indian bay leaf. Useful, again, for digestive properties, notable mild analgesic properties as well. Antimicrobial properties. I'm going to use some dried red chili. You can use 2 if you like it. We're looking for a little bit of heat kick, stimulating, helping with circulation per se. And we're going to be looking at anti-inflammatory support, analgesic support, cardiovascular support. In particular, if you're suffering from high blood pressure or what have you, chilies are very useful for that. Star anise, one of the more useful herbs in a pandemic situation. Star anise is very, very well noted for its antimicrobial, antiviral properties, and its antiviral properties has been translated over in the allopathic realm into various drugs of sorts that work into like influenzas or what have you. Carminative properties, expectorating properties, as well as it's one of the main herbs like in Arabia they kind of drink as a prophylactic for infectious diseases, colds and flus, and in various nations right now they're using star anise as part of one of the main therapies to kind of help combat our pandemic situation right now. So these are the main spices, and then at the very end we're going to be adding about 1 to 2 teaspoons of shredded coconut. Again, not so much an herb here, but rather to help add flavor and to get into basically the cooling of the spice, of the spice mix, really, because this is a very heated spice blend per se. And so here's the blend, unroasted thus far, and we'll now take it to the cast iron pan rather. And right here we have, folks, a lovely antique cast iron pan made from the 1800s circa. If you just look at the bottom here, it says, keeps food tasty. There's only actually 2 of these in the world, folks. But I digress. Let's get back to spices. I'm putting it into the pan. This is about a lowish medium heat. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it's been heated for a while. Okay, put it in. Cast iron works nicely for this. You want to shake. Keep it moving. You can use a spoon, you can use a fork, you can use anything you like. I'm just going to use a quick spoon here. This one is a little bit trickier because the coconut will start to release some of the oils, but it's actually going to toast quite nicely. Now, one of the main reasons why I'm dry roasting, folks ask me this all the time, it'll actually change the flavor and the way this tastes and everything. So why? Firstly, you're getting rid of excess moisture. Excess moisture is going to basically concentrate the flavoring, and that's seen in various examples in food where we do stuff like dry aging for beef, right? And then it's also going to basically make this crispier and drier, and when that does that, it makes it easier to grind into a powder. And lastly, when you get into heat, the heat can actually change various compounds. Now, obviously, when it comes to herbal medicine or herbs in general, if you smell it, you're losing it. And, as you're doing dry roasting, you can kind of have this wonderful smell in the air, and thus you are, quote unquote, losing some stuff. But in the process of losing some of the volatiles, the heat is actually helping create new compounds, new flavors, new aromatic profiles that essentially would not exist in the untoasted version. So, as you can see here, it's a totally different color right now. I'm going to take this to our spice grinder. Now, a coffee grinder works well for this. Okay. And then I'm just going to blitz it for a few seconds. I'm not going to do it as long as I usually do, just to spare you folks the punishment, but there we go. Get it nice and fine. Okay, this should do it. And voila, this is your fresh curry paste or curry powder that you use. So essentially the key thing to remember is the heating will essentially change a lot of the compounds and change the flavoring. So take, for example, if you want to take an example and kind of do it at home, coriander, for example, eating it non-roasted has like a raw lemony kind of floral flavor, but if you dry roast it and grind it up and eat it, it's going to have a grassy, earthy kind of flavor, completely different aromatic profile. So when you go to restaurants and you're trying these amazing curries, for the most part, what they're doing is this. They never use curry pastes or powders or what have you. They're dry roasting it for your particular meal and then using it right into your dish. So you have maximum flavor, maximum therapeutic value here. So that's essentially my primer on dry roasting spices. I hope that helped.
30 seconds.
And yeah, any questions, shoot me an email or a message right here on YouTube and I'll get back to you. Have a good day.